it's Demi, and today I am back at Universal Studios Florida. Over at Islands of Adventure, we tested out all of these single rider lines available to see if they are worth it or if they are not. And now it's time to do it over here in Studios. There are 6 rides here that offer single rider: Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, Revenge of the Mummy, Transformers 3D, Fast and Furious Supercharged, Escape from Gringotts, and Men in Black Alien Attack. So we're gonna do all of those rides today in single rider, and we're gonna see if it's going to be longer than the time posted, the exact same time as when the ride was posted, or shorter, and that will help you decide if it's worth it to try when you come here at Universal. So let's get into it. Let's do single rider at Studios, and let's go get into some hijinks. We are starting out with my favorite attraction here at Studios, Revenge of the Mummy. It's an indoor coaster based off the Brendan Fraser Mummy movies, which I absolutely love, except for the 3rd one, but that's okay. We don't need to talk about that one. Right now, it's only at a 20-minute wait for some reason. It's a pretty low crowd day today, I guess, but we're still gonna do single rider, and we're gonna see if it's worth it, because you do miss some of the queue, but I don't think you really miss that much. Just so you see, this is the size of my bag, okay? This is permitted on the ride. If you have anything bigger, they're going to ask you to put it in a locker. Lockers are free to use. Some rides will require you to put everything in your locker, including your phone, and you will go through a metal detector, but we'll get to that. Now, I know you want to jump right on the ride, but what makes this ride so fun is the pre-show. It's just so funny. There's a whole story of them working on the next Mummy movie. Brendan Fraser is playing like an annoying version of himself where he's demanding coffee and being like, I'm the star. And maybe if you want, you can do it when you are at home and watch it on YouTube and then come, but definitely watch it. It's gonna be a huge part of the experience.
Because you're working with people who really do believe in the curse of the mummy.
No Magino service.
Sorry?
No Magino service.
It sounds crazy, I know, but a lot of really freaky stuff was happening during the shoot. It was grueling. Scaffolding falling down, artifacts and props and stuff just collapsing. Porta potties locking people in.
And I'm a little creeped out right now about everything going on. So nobody touches my table unless they have the med shot.
So just so you see, single rider and also express pass don't go on this regular line, so you do miss some of the queue. It's a hot set because they're filming. All right, so now express and single rider are splitting. In this single rider line, it's kind of hard to see what's in the middle, but it's ancient Egyptian statues and sphinxes. Wow, I did not stop walking. There's only 3 people ahead of me. This is a huge line. I think so far, unless something really happens all of a sudden, this was a great move. Okay, wow. Also, the Blues Brothers are playing, so that's why it's a little loud, but literally like 2-3 minutes. And I just wanted you to know that I do this ride, especially a single rider. I don't even remember the last time I actually did the regular queue. I do single rider all the time for this, and I never have an issue. Time of year, like I was here on the first day of the holidays, right? And it was packed, right? And I walked right on to the ride doing single rider that day. And every time I do it, it's usually this experience. So I 100% recommend doing single rider for Revenge of the Mummy.
Work, don't drive it really crazy. Work, shake it up now.
Up next, Transformers the Ride in 3D. This takes express as well as single rider. Right now it's a 40-minute wait. There was one time I did single rider and I don't think it helped, so I'm really curious to see what the outcome will be today. Let's do it. So single rider and express go to the left and the regular queue goes to the right.
So I had to have my way up to this frequency.
This better be critical, really.
Sir, come on, what is it not, please? Okay, couple of things. I'm running low on the WD-40 and the mattress in my barracks is a little squishy. Also, I was thinking about taking a couple of months sick leave, maybe starting today.
This is really important to know. If you plan on doing single rider, there are a few steps here, so if you can't do stairs, this is not for you. We are passing most of the queue, so that's pretty good. Literally did not stop walking, and we are here at the front. Gonna grab my 3D glasses and let's do it. Okay, I mean, this is not an exciting video yet. We haven't had any twists and turns, another walk-on. But this is a good sign because this is a 40-minute wait, and this ride is usually anywhere from 40 to an hour on busy days. And we just walked right on. So, you know, I'm gonna give it the single rider is worth it here. If you have had another experience, let me know in the comments. Same with any ride, but especially with this ride, I'm curious because I'm pretty sure I've done single rider before. No, this is what it was. I did Express, and Express took longer, and single rider I walked on. So yes, single rider is definitely worth it. I just remembered that's what it was. Okay, 100% single rider on Transformers. Next up is Fast and Furious Supercharged. Now, I know this is not a good ride, like I know that, but I love it because I love Fast and Furious, and it's just dumb and fun, and The Rock calls somebody Cookie Puss, and it's amazing. This usually has a very low wait time. I've been kind of waiting it out all day, and I have not seen it go past 25 minutes. There we go, there's a lot of people coming on right now. Unfortunately, it's just not very popular because of its, you know, the reputation. I mean, it's a very dumb ride, as I said, but I love it, and if you love Fast and Furious, you'll love it. But what I would definitely like to see is, even at 25 minutes, is it worth doing single rider because you may miss the queue? And I've never done single rider here because it's always a short line, so it looks like we're missing that whole section. Maybe we're entering the first room here. Once again, there are stairs. Let's see, where did we end up? Oh my God. So you missed the entire first room. This is like the longest hallway I've ever seen in my life. You do get to see this trophy case where he won races and got their cars, but yes, okay, you still at least get to see Luda.
Yeah. So he wants us to get everybody over to the party and celebrate.
One of you will wait there on one ride, and then when you get off, you'll switch.
Just one of us can do whatever.
Yeah, one has to be with
Okay, all you get though is the one monitor, and you miss the entire pre-show with Jamie, and that's part of the fun. That's part of the dumb fun of this. I mean, yeah, we got here really quick, but this is not even, this is only half the experience. You need to do the whole pre-show. Okay, that was amazing in the way that we just learned a bunch of information today. Yeah, you could do that. You can walk right on, but you're missing the whole point of this attraction. And it is to look at all their cars, to listen to the nonsense from Ludacris, and see Jamie in the control room, and listen to all the fun stuff to get you excited for Rock calling somebody Cookie Puss. I mean, and all of it, and Vin Diesel like driving into the air and saying ride or die. It's all part of a cohesive story. This is actually art. This is storytelling art. And if you skip to the middle, or it's not even the middle, the climax right away, what's the point? You gotta take the story as it is. People may hate this ride, but I think it's done something that no other ride has done. It tells the story of heroes driving a car and calling people names and making explosions and not thinking about civilians. And it's beautiful. So no, don't do single rider here. I mean, unless you really want to. But like, it moves super fast, and literally the amount of time that you're actually online, you're actually listening to Ludacris talk, so it's pre-show. So I still don't recommend it. I say no to single rider for Fast and Furious Supercharged. But let me know in the comments if you would do the single rider line. Guys, I'm so sorry. I had to go home in the middle of making this video back to Queens. I mean, I really did want to finish it, but that was like the worst joke I could have ever made. But yeah, that's a replica of the one in Queens that's in the Men in Black movie, because you know why? We're gonna do My Black Alien Attack. And I'm very curious about this one because First of all, love this ride. But I don't know if I've ever done single rider here. So I'm curious to see if you miss like a lot of the queue and if it actually really is gonna get you further up. I feel like sometimes this could move pretty well and then sometimes it stays still, and I feel like possibly single rider may be longer because you may be standing still. Though they are 3 seats. Is it 3 or is it 4? Now I don't remember. I think let's just go on, defend the galaxy, and see how long it takes. All right, it's a 25-minute wait, starting the clock. So right here is where people wait before you go into the first room, and it looks like we are going to bypass that first pre-show room. Oh wow, another very long hallway. At least this one, they have some posters along the way. Right next to us is also where the express line is, but then they go into there, which is more pre-show, which is the main room, and them talking to you about the Men in Black agency. Let's see where we'll end up. All right, please wait here. And we are right before the staircase to go down to the ride. So we missed the whole pre-show room with, you know, the actors from the movie talking to you about Men in Black and the ride and all the aliens in between that you could see on the queue. Totally miss it. I've been standing here for a little over a minute. A large group of people were walking through, no stopping, went down. It looks like, you know, it has those pre-shows where you wait in specific spots and then it really moves. So I'm gonna find out how long people actually waited when they got off, and we'll compare at the end. Well, here we go.
You're not MIB. I could make it through training. I could do better than that guy did right there. If you wanted to be MIB, huh? How come you don't have this suit? If you were so good, you wouldn't be going back home.
All right, I'm not a Galaxy Defender. I didn't make 99999, how many nines, whatever, 6 nines. But I did get a 100,000 point bonus somehow. I still don't know how to do any shooter game, no matter how many like secrets I know. I'm terrible, but that was the best I ever done. However, we learned a lot of information today. First, I want you to know I sat in a seat meant for a wheelchair companion. So that means there's an extra seat for single rider when there's no wheelchair person. So that's number one. Number two, I was right. It is 3 seats a row. If there's 3 seats a row, there is a good chance they're gonna be needing that single rider quite a bit, because it's usually groups of even numbers somehow. Or even if it's 5, then they still need another person, right? So, because there's 2 rows. So I talked to a couple people who got off. They said they waited between 25 to 30 minutes. It was a 25-minute wait. Here, though, is important. They were able to get the pre-show first room. Then you have like the middle section with Will Smith, like I said, and the cast. Apparently that was down today, so they just kept moving and they just waited. So they didn't have like any extra, you know, separate wait areas. And with that was 25 to 30 minutes. I still think even if the pre-show room was happening, it would be just as long, because people still walk through that. Some people just stand and watch it. So I think that if you're looking to just really get quickly on the line, this will be a good, yes, single rider line, absolutely. However, if you don't come here often, if this is your first time, I implore you to not do single rider, unless it's like ridiculously long, which this ride could definitely get. But you know, it's the ride itself is definitely the best part. But this pre-show is very, very good. It's part of the storytelling, and it's fun, and it feels like it does move even when there's a long line. But if you really need to get on it, then 100% single rider approved. Time to hit up Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket. It's a 90-degree angle all the way up to the top. We have a big loop. You get to choose your own song, what you want to listen to. So even though you're sitting next to somebody, they're listening to something completely different. Right now, this is at a 30-minute wait. This could definitely easily be an hour on most days. And they do take express pass as well. And this is the ride where you have to put everything in your locker, because you are going to go through that metal detector over there, and you can't have anything on you on this attraction. Just use your ticket or your pass and it'll open a locker. It's free. Put everything in except your ticket or your pass. You need that to get back into your locker. You scan it in. So I'm gonna go on single rider. I'll let you know how fast it goes, if it's worth it, all that jazz. But until then, I'll see you after. Bye. Okay, Rip Ride Rocket. Before we get into anything, yes, I did choose Rainbow Connection. No, it is not listed there. It's a secret code, and it's 902. You are welcome. I believe I waited around like 7-8 minutes because it didn't feel like 5, but it didn't feel like 10. It's really hard because I didn't have my phone to time it, and it takes a bit just to, you know, get to the queue. I'm gonna say that obviously it was definitely better than waiting 25 minutes. It may be though, if the single rider line is really long and the wait time is listed as short, then I would do the wait time instead of the single rider, only because you're only filling in seats, and when something is low, even around like 25 minutes, you have to really just look at the line, because if it's really, really long all the way down, then it may not be worth it. It may end up being the same time or longer. But obviously if it's a short line, short wait, you know, or a short line with a long wait, single rider is definitely a good thing for Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket. Absolutely. Made it into my favorite land that exists in the entire world. Nothing is better than Diagon Alley. And we are about to do our final single rider line of the day. Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts is the busiest ride in this park. Right now, it's at a low 35 minutes. Normally, this is an hour, 90 minutes, especially on busy days, it could be even more. So we're gonna check out to see if single rider really works, or if it takes just as long or longer, or if it's not worth to do because you miss so much of the amazing queue that is a part of this attraction in the Gringotts Bank. Okay, so right away, this is the single rider line, and this is the regular line and the express line where you get to walk through the amazing Gringotts Bank. You do get to see Gringotts Bank at this like partial viewing area, so you get to see at least that side of the goblins, far away, the goblin at the head, but don't get to see them, maybe not the picture that you wanted. So it really depends on you. Is this enough for you to see it, or do you want the real full experience? So let me know in the comments if you think this is good to do single rider, or to go back on the regular line and get the full experience. So after our partial view of the bank, we have a classic single rider long hallway. We're already picking up our 3D glasses at the end of the long hallway.
A wild cart ride awaits you. Be warned, it is not for everyone. Muggles might describe the journey to the vaults as a high-speed roller coaster ride with sudden and dramatic acceleration, climbing, stopping and diving. Even some in the magical community find the ride a bit challenging.
So that on the regular queue is a big portrait as you're heading into the elevator to get down to the ride. Let's see where we end up. Okay, so we did not get to do the big portrait, the elevator, and the pre-show with Grip Hook. That is both the express and the regular queue that meet in that section. Single rider gets their own staircase. Not too far away from the top, though there are a bunch of people here, not like too many, but that can make a difference on this ride. Literally only took 5 minutes to get to the top. I will see you after the ride, and then we're gonna talk about this one. Okay, so obviously 5 minutes to get on, right? Here's what I want to kind of think about. The single rider line, there was a line this time, but it wasn't like crazy long. I think definitely it's still gonna be shorter, but I'm wondering if it's like an incredibly busy day, like holiday season, and a lot of people decide to do it where the single rider line is like really far down. Then I don't know if it's gonna be faster because, again, you're filling in seats, so it could take a while. I think that this one is a judgment call. I think if you get on the single rider line and you see it's like, maybe like, not even just down the stairs, but just like further down, you know, I think then maybe it's something to consider going on the regular line. Wait, the dragon's gonna breathe fire, so we have to stop and wait for it. Here it goes. Okay, sorry, it's like the rules, you can't, anyway. So, yeah, I think also because you missed the entire pre-show, if you've never done it, obviously I say do it with the pre-show. Like, it's very cool to go through everything correctly, to see, do the elevator, do the pre-show, like the actual pre-show show. If you don't care, honestly, do single rider, because to me, even though the pre-show is very good, you still get to see the bank, I know from partial view, but the ride to me is the best part of the experience. So unlike somewhere, I really do think that, you know, it has to all go together. And I still think it's better when it all goes together. This one, the ride really is the star here. I think if you come to Universal regularly, you can definitely do single rider. But having said that, like, if you've never done it, please do the real ride. I think it's definitely way better than just getting right onto the ride. Being immersed in the story is always going to be better. But yeah, for me, I'm going to say single rider definitely works. However, I would love to hear if anybody has ever had an issue with it where it got backed up or, you know, it wasn't the right move. Please let me know in the comments. It not only helps me, it helps others planning their trips, because I can only do what I see, right? So I'd love to hear other experiences, because I was really thinking about it as I was going through this ride. I feel like this one could be a hit or miss. But right now, it's a hit, so let me know what you think in the comments. Well, my dudes, that was single rider lines here at Universal Studios. I think we learned a lot today. I think we learned what rides are definitely single rider, what rides are better off going through the queue for the full experience, and what rides are better off single rider when you are a frequent visitor versus a not so frequent visitor. So I had a great time. I love doing these like fun experiments. Let me know what you want to see next. What other weird ride experiments should I do? I'd love to like figure things out for people. I love navigating the parks and helping people plan their trips like this, because it's such an interesting way of like doing a fun little experiment, but that helps a lot of people. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you did like the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit your bell notification so you don't miss anything that goes on this channel. Follow me on Instagram at Magical Hijinx. Check out my Patreon. Become a patron, you'll get a growing list of bonus content, exclusive lives, a free dining guide to Walt Disney World, the other part, and access to the Discord, help with trip planning, and so much more. And you'll be helping me to continue bringing you great content like this on this channel. And until next time, my dudes, I hope you guys get into some hijinks very, very soon. Now go watch the Islands of Adventure version of this. Bye-bye.